pleased with our claps. We did a really good job.
We did.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Excited about this. I'm really excited about this. This is going to be a good show, I think.
Not the claps? Oh.
Yeah, just the claps. They were so well performed and staged and blocked. I think that we really have a good chance to make this a really great show. This is like we got 600 episodes out of the way is just kind of like, going up that roller coaster hill. And I think, we reached that peak and now it's all
downhill.
Well, no, I meant it in like, this is the easy part now. We just gotta let gravity take us. But yeah, I understand what you mean. No, it's going to be terrible.
I figured.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to episode 601 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, May 15th, 2018. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Eating some plantain chips.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty yummy. What are you washing those down with?
Some peach iced tea.
Should have been Canada Dry. You should always be drinking Canada Dry on camera.
No. Up here it's just called Here Dry. So it doesn't sell very well.
Yeah.
It's
and
called Current
me
Location Dry.
from the great state of Washington, Mr. Filthy Evolved. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I couldn't be happier to be here. Thanks for inviting me back.
No problem. For this 601st podcast extravaganza.
Episode 601 brought to you in the States by Sprite Zero.
Gross.
No?
Great taste of lemon and lime with 0 calories.
Coke 0 calories.
Yeah.
Zero sugar.
Does that stuff have aspartame in it?
Of course it does. And it says share it with
that's
MVP.
What it tastes like then.
So I'm sharing it with you guys. MVP. Most valuable podcasters. Boom.
Look at that. Mine doesn't have that. It doesn't say anything about who to share it with.
Well,
so I guess I'm going to keep this all to myself. Just for Phil.
Yeah.
Just for Phil.
How you guys doing? That third Bill and Ted movie got announced. What do you think about that?
Phil seems excited.
I am. I'm sitting at a desk right now. And something is scraping the underside of the top of the desk.
Yeah?
That's how excited I am. That's how excited I am. Huh?
Knees?
I have the chair raised very high.
Oh, so your hands are trapped in there.
Yes.
Almost always.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with the movie announcement, but yes.
No. Okay.
I'm very much looking forward to Bill and Ted Face the Music.
That's
the title of the film.
Interesting. And directed by the guy who did Galaxy Quest.
Exactly.
So that's not
keep
bad.
on coming.
Yeah.
There we go.
I was that person who didn't like the second Bill and Ted movie.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
What idiots.
I saw it at a free radio station screening.
Yeah.
Back whenever it came out.
How do you screen a radio station?
What's that?
How does one screen a radio station?
It was a local radio station.
Did you win a contest?
Local Z95.
Were you the 69th caller?
No.
Was this a Q101 radio in Chicago?
It might have been Q101. I don't know.
Was this
it was either Z95 or Q101.
Was this Oldies 104.3 WJMK?
It was not that one.
Can I ask something?
Was Landecker give you these tickets?
Was Q101 like a classic rock station?
No.
Q101 was the alternative station
in Chicago. Yeah. Yeah, they had like a contest. It wasn't really a contest. You just go to the theater parking lot and they had a van parked there. And
said free movies across the side.
Free movies. So we did 12 and under.
Hey kids.
Who wants to go see a movie?
Hey, I hear you like the Billy Ted. You want to come see a movie? Look for the unmarked van. Come don't have any windows on it. The windows are painted over, but just knock on the side
so you can see the movie easier.
And you can come in, and we'll take you to see the movie.
I mean,
He's
whoever it was like radio interns that were handing out the tickets.
Oh,
That doesn't make it any better.
Yeah.
Nothing special. But yeah, saw it at that screening in the theater. Paid no dollars, no cents for it, and or the gasoline, I guess, to get to the theater. But and then after that, I've never watched it again. Never
That's
watched
your
the
problem.
second movie again.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is really quite good.
I don't know that well, 14-year-old, 15-year-old me says no.
Clearly had no taste.
And although I do own copies of the movie because, of course, it comes in a box set with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Did you
So
Did you get the Blu-ray?
Of course, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got the
You
Shout
should
Factory set, which is
watch. You know what? Our good friend Bill Mudron
Mhm.
has his Tardy to the Party podcast where he goes back
aware of that. Yes,
and watches old movies and stuff with his co-host.
uh-huh.
And you know, a couple months ago, he did a Bogus Journey episode.
Uh-huh.
And it was first of all, it was a really good episode of the podcast, but both hosts really dug it.
Okay.
You know,
Maybe I should give it
forget,
a second chance.
I think it might have been Bill. I think Bill may have had the same reaction you had. I think he saw it.
What about Ted?
No,
Different Bill.
no, different Bill. It's a different Bill. Alex Winter never saw this movie. No. Bill
That was clear when you watched it.
He I think Bill fell asleep in the theater when he saw it back in the day, and then gave it a rewatch and realized it's genius.
Okay.
So
Well, maybe I'll take
it was-
another look.
you're gonna have
Probably not.
to be up on the lore.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go see the third movie. if you
Oh, I
haven't.
guess you're right. I
I
guess
mean,
you're right.
I
You're
mean,
gonna
you know,
embarrass yourself.
you know, what
Yeah.
role will Station play?
Yeah, you're not gonna win
Well-
at Bill and Ted Trivia standing in line opening night if you.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll be like Karate Kid Part 2, where they just show you the important scenes of the previous movie.
I don't
We
know.
need a
know.
montage.
Denomalos is going to show up in this one, and you're going to be like, "Wait, who's that guy again?"
Uh-huh.
And I'll be sitting there. I'll be like, "Oh, that's Chuck Denomalos, of course."
But you'll be in Seattle and CJ will be in Atlanta.
yeah, but
right.
Okay, Greg, I didn't want you to find out this way, but CJ and I, because we're such good friends, whenever we go see movies, we time them together, and we sit and we talk on our
It seems
phones.
really inconvenient for at least one of you every single time.
You know,
Now,
it works.
wait.
It works out. We make it work.
What year was it, Phil, that we went to San Dimas, California? Was that 2003?
That was probably definitely early 2000s. It was not too
Early
long after we
2000s.
moved to California.
Yeah, we drove down to Anime Expo.
Yeah,
Right.
because
And
that's
then-
the kind of people we
What
were back
a
then.
couple of nerds.
I know.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
on the way back up, we were like, let's stop in San Dimas, California. Let's see where Bill and Ted was filmed.
You bet we will.
And they didn't film it there. They filmed it in Arizona.
Yeah. That's
And
how
there's
movies
no-
work.
There's no mall in San Dimas. There's no water park.
No, there was a water park.
There's a water park, but it wasn't called Waterloo.
It wasn't called Waterloo. No,
Such
but there was
great
no
name for a water park.
It really is. But there was no mall in San Dimas, which shocked us.
No, and
Horrified us.
we were also looking for a store that would sell like a San Dimas shirt. Just
Yeah,
give us a shirt. We pulled into the parking lot of the high school,
yeah,
and it was a weekend.
Yelled San Dimas football, high school football rules, or
yep,
Yeah,
yeah. Not
I
the
took some pictures.
the high school was not as nice looking as the one in the film.
No, it was not.
Yeah,
It was very disappointing that whole
they,
trip.
they went with a more photogenic high school for the movie.
And then I ran over a block of wood at some point during the trip.
I don't remember that.
My bumper
Sure there
was
was
scraping
stuff on
against
the
the
old-
tire like the
Stuff
whole
on the
way
old
back
Geo.
I
to.
don't remember
San
that.
Francisco. Well, I remember because I had to
But I-
pay for the
Well, yeah, I
repair.
would imagine. Yeah.
were you still rocking the Geo Metro at that point?
I was. It was
And
the
block of wood
Geo
would have been bigger
Prism.
than the car.
Geo Prism, I'll have
sorry.
you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, which is really just a Toyota Corolla renamed without all the fancy schmancy power doors or power windows.
Toyota Corolla for poor people.
That's right.
The Corolla was just a shit box anyway.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. Wrong about that. Hey,
We're
what
gonna-
do you guys, how do you guys feel about bees? You like bees?
Bees? I love
Are we
bees.
talking about Halo now? Is that
No,
okay?
not really.
Like the
I
insect.
had an infestation of bees
I saw that.
this past week, and that
Yeah?
was pretty crazy.
Why would you do that? Why would you allow bees to nest in your home?
I don't know. On Wednesday, my daughter, as we were pulling into the driveway from picking her up at school, she said, "Hey, my wife was driving her. She's like, Mommy, hey, there's a bunch of bees over there." And my wife looked.
Mommy, Macaulay Culkin's dead on our lawn.
How'd that happen?
What's happening, Mommy?
And there were like some bees flying around front door, and a woodpecker had previously pecked a nice hole into the structure. And
woodpeckers actually do that?
They do.
Yeah, I thought that was like a cartoon thing.
Not a cartoon thing.
Wow.
So that was fine. It was just a couple bees, whatever. Like the next day, I'm leaving for work, a couple bees flying around. Anyway, my wife sends me a picture at about 2:30. The whole thing is covered in like a beard of bees. Just honeybees just out on this column that holds up a little overhang in our front door.
Were they producing honey?
Well, not yet.
In that thing.
Not yet.
Yeah.
And when she texted me the picture, I was like, "Holy crap!" But I don't know if you know this. You can hire beekeepers.
Yeah.
To come to your home and remove bees, and they take them away and add them to their hive or whatever.
I don't know if you knew this.
So they hauled 15,000 bees out of
that's a lot of bees.
Front door area. Yeah.
In Dan Aykroyd's original script, the Ghostbusters were actually beekeepers going around New York, just rescuing infestations.
Remotely funny.
Pretty cool.
No, it is.
Yeah. Oh. But the guy who removed them, he wasn't even wearing any protective gear. He was just t-shirt, jeans.
No, you know why?
Like when?
You know why? Because that was a man, CJ.
It wasn't a bee dressed up as a man.
Well, you were cowering in your wife's arms.
It might have been. Was he stumbling around, and did he make loud buzzing noises every time he moved a limb?
Kind of.
It might have been a swarm of bees in a rubber man suit.
Could have been. I'll have to check on that.
Did you look up like Yelp reviews or anything beforehand?
I did. They had very positive reviews.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Were they filled with a bunch of like bee
buzzing
puns?
Noises?
No. Yeah. Were the reviews like the buzz on this guy is that he's a real honey of a.
This guy's the bee's knees.
He just minds his own beeswax and takes care of the problem.
Here's the stinger, though.
I got a honey of a deal with this guy. Can you point us to the Yelp page? Because we have to write some reviews.
No, I will not.
I don't want this review page to sound like a hive mind, but let me just add another. I can wax on and on about this guy's excellent service.
Okay.
You can comb the internet
all right,
for days and never find.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, let's talk about some video game news.
Okay.
You see, Nintendo has revealed some details about their Switch Online subscription.
Yes.
So the $20 a year.
It's a good price.
Which is, I think it's $25 in Canada, $24.99.
Okay.
Will get you a little NES classic game library, and they put out the names of the first 20 games that are going to launch with the service, and those are Soccer, Tennis, Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, Balloon Fight, Ice Climber, Dr. Mario, Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Brothers 3. That's 10 of the 20 titles.
One of those is worth getting. Of course, it's
finally
on
a chance.
Every single console ever.
A chance to play NES Soccer again.
I know that's the one. I'm wondering where Urban Champion is.
Right, it's in the next 10.
They're saving
probably
that.
Part of the next 10.
You don't reveal your hand until
one doesn't introduce a new Nintendo Classic Collection without Urban Champion.
Yeah. So these are not just straight ports of the NES games, right? They're not just like a ROM dump or anything, right?
Well, you can play them online with friends.
That's what you've always wanted to do with soccer.
Yes. Yeah, you can do like a Legend of Zelda game, and you can pass between 2 switches online. You can take turns playing, or just share your screen if you want.
I know that when I sit down to play Super Mario Brothers 3, I often think this would be a lot more fun if I was just sitting watching Greg Seward play Super Mario Brothers 3.
That's
Twitch
right.
TV/Seward, Tuesdays and Thursday nights. 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
You're welcome, Greg.
There you go.
You missed Mega Man on the Genesis last week, Phil.
Oh man, the Wily Wars.
But the more important feature is that it includes cloud backups for your game saves.
Good. I love paying for stuff like that.
Yeah. They have a family plan in this as well. You pay $34.99 and you get the Switch online service for basically the whole family up to, what is it, 8? I believe so. It's like 7 or 8 people can use that one account.
Now let me ask you,
family members.
Let me ask you a question about this.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a Switch, and I have multiple accounts on it.
Yeah.
I have myself, my wife has an account, and my son has an account.
Yeah.
So if I want all 3 of us to be able to back up our data, I will want to get the family plan.
I guess that you would, yeah.
Okay,
that makes it sound less nice.
What about crazy people who own like 3 or 4 Switches?
I don't know anyone like that.
And I've heard there are people out there, crazy people, who buy a Switch for every member of their house. Will they need
as long as they don't have over 8 people, 8 individual accounts needed? Then $34.99 is the cost.
$34.99 will cover multiple accounts across multiple Switches?
Maybe.
You don't sound so confident.
There are a lot of questions that are unanswered here.
Because I mean, my gut says that would not be the case.
If you think that it's just accounts on the same Switch and that's it?
I would think so.
That sounds right to me.
Maybe I'm wrong. I have absolutely no authority to say. I do not know, but I would think that it would just be 8 accounts on one system. And
Miguel in the chat is saying family plan is per Nintendo account, not per hardware.
Oh, well, so what I was saying,
if you have a Nintendo account.
So let's say there was a crazy person who bought a Switch for himself and then bought one for his daughter and his son.
Yes. I don't have a son, but I did buy a second Switch.
This is mean-spirited.
No,
I'm not happy about it.
But is he gonna like? I'm joking about Ethan, of course, our good friend Ethan. I'm making jokes about our pal Ethan. But so is he?
Well,
he probably
here's what I'm going to tell you, Phil. Wait until September. Just let it happen.
Okay. So he probably won't be able to get the family plan. He'll have to get a separate account for each.
Who knows?
Each system, but
who knows?
Who knows?
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
That's not the important part.
No,
it's not. What's the important part?
The important part is cloud saves.
Cloud
saves.
Okay.
And then the other part is that people are peeved that Virtual Console is dead, because as part of this, Nintendo said that they're not going to be using the Virtual Console brand going forward for their classic games.
But haven't we all really known that for a while now?
I mean, yeah. That was kind of obvious, right? They're doing the NES Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic, and they'll probably do more of that thing. And then they're also adding value to their online service by creating a rotating library that you can play.
I agree. I think that it's doing us all a favor that Nintendo doesn't undercut its ability to sell us cheap plastic crap outside of the system we already own.
That's right.
For a premium.
That's right.
It's a rotating library?
It's a library of
but you said rotating.
I assume that it's rotating.
How will you play it if it's rotating? I don't understand.
You'll have to rotate along with it.
No, so like rotate. So are you saying
I think that's called the sit and spin plan.
So the service will launch with like Mario 3, and then
Yeah.
in a few months, Mario 3 will go away?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's how,
No.
in all honesty, that's how Sony and Microsoft are doing it.
That's how Game Pass works.
That's how Netflix works.
PlayStation Now works. That's how Netflix works.
I'm guessing something like Mario 3 probably wouldn't go away.
Right.
But maybe that copy of Tombs and Treasure might not be there forever.
Do you think Tombs and Treasure is ever going to hit that service?
No, not at all.
It'll be interesting to see if they also, as have these as part of the online service, and then also sell them separately, in case you want to just buy it outright.
Right.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out.
For $20 with a rotating classic game series on there as well, it's not bad. I pay more than that for
That's a pretty good price.
For Xbox Live and for PlayStation,
and you don't even play online.
I don't even use them. So
I'll throw in for a family account.
Yeah,
sure.
I won't be getting a family account, but it's not bad.
Yeah,
it's relatively speaking, it's not bad.
Sure.
Free is better than $20, but $20 is better than $60. So
that is true.
$60 agreed.
Better than $580.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I just did.
Think about that.
Math checks out.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, the internet unhappy the virtual console is not a thing.
It's weird because the internet's usually always so positive.
It always strikes me the internet hated virtual console when it was happening.
I don't believe that. I don't agree with that.
In part because things were not getting released fast enough.
Yeah, but that's not hating virtual console. That's hating Nintendo's release schedule for virtual console. It's a little different. Yeah. Stop simplifying.
Now it's like, or back in the day, people said, "Just give me the whole library for a rental for a monthly price. I'll pay that." Now they're doing that, and people are still upset.
Well, it's not the whole library; it's 20 games.
Old virtual console back. Yeah, you're right.
It's 20 games.
It's 20 games. Yeah,
and remember, virtual console didn't always just mean NES games. Virtual console, especially on the Wii, actually had very nice selection of a lot of different systems. That's what I miss.
But I'm happy that companies like Sega and Capcom are releasing their classic games in compilations.
Mm-hmm. Hamster is doing a lot of really good stuff with
that. Yep. The Sega Ages stuff is going to be good.
Have they said what those? I mean, I know they said what the first few games are going to be for Sega Ages, but have they said whether they're going to start dipping back into the stuff that was done for like PlayStation 2? Because there was some nice stuff on PlayStation 2.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, not sure. So up there in Canada, you got a leaky Wal-Mart problem.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There, it's been a lot of snow on the roof, and it just finally.
Yeah, apparently a bunch of games that it sounds like it was a glitch in their web setup that revealed it, but all of those titles were just speculative, they say.
Yeah, so they're all coming out.
Yeah,
they're all being announced at E3.
I'm sure.
Makes perfect sense.
Like what? What games we got on that list?
Just Cause 4, a new Splinter Cell, Dragon Quest 2, Lego
Dragon
DC
Quest
Villains.
2.
What is that?
Is that Dragon Quest Builders 2, maybe?
I'm assuming. Yeah. And we knew that was the thing. Anyway.
Lego DC Villains, that sounds interesting.
Borderlands 3, Rage 2, Gears of War 5, Forza Horizons 5, which it's going to be Forza Horizon 4 this year, not 5. And
I think I should go right to 5 just to mess with you.
So guessing that there's going to be an Assassin's Creed game. These seem kind of like obvious things.
There's going to be a new Assassin's Creed? Who knew?
Yeah,
Rage
I know.
2 isn't obvious, right?
Which one?
Rage 2. That wasn't unexpected.
You're right. I don't think so. But apparently Bethesda's announcing a trailer tomorrow, or
now
revealing it tomorrow. Yeah. And they had some fun with it on their social media. I don't know if you saw that. They took a screenshot of the Walmart Canada description and then pointed out all the things that were wrong, like the placeholder art, no ESRB rating, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, the title should be in all caps, and it was not.
Whatever.
Funny stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, Canada. Ruining E3.
Sony has announced some of their plans for E3. Apparently, they're going to have a smaller showing than usual.
Okay.
Going the
They
Nintendo
announced
route.
this. Sean Layden was on the PlayStation Blogcast, and basically, it's not going to be a traditional press conference. Instead, they're going to focus on deep dives for 4 upcoming exclusives.
So, Last of Us 2,
of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, Spider-Man, and Death Stranding again.
Death Stranding again.
Well,
that's not coming out next year.
No, it's not. Of course not. And they're going to have some third-party publishing partners there as well, along with a couple indies, but they're not going to have any new hardware. So any rumors of that are wrong.
PlayStation 5 confirmed.
Something like that. So it'll be a shorter press conference, maybe shorter event.
Well, I wonder if will they do a presser at all?
I mean, they are. Yeah, they are.
Oh, okay.
It's the presentation with the deep dives, and that's it. So it's kind of more like a Nintendo Direct / Treehouse thing.
Okay. Someone's wondering why they're spending so much money on E3. That's why.
I certainly prefer that to the 2-hour press conferences they used to have,
right?
Which I'm sure you guys remember back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, back when Sony's press conferences always had the numbers section. For that, or they would just get the business side. How dare they do business stuff at the business show? But
I know. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I prefer this over a more standard E3 presser. I mean, there's something to be said for having, if it's a good one, something to be said for 2 hours if trailers for games that are exciting or completely new or unknown at this point.
Right.
I mean, what Nintendo did like the year that they did Breath of the Wild and nothing else. I mean, that was really cool. But there was really nothing else to get excited about anyway.
Right. Well, on that one, they did Breath of the Wild at their booth. That was the whole booth. But that's not what Sony's focusing on. A couple of games, but that doesn't mean that's all that's going to be at their booth, right?
No, but I'm just saying, as far as the presser goes, I don't know that focusing hardcore on 4 games is better than having 30 different games to talk about. That's all I'm getting at.
Right. Well, I think a lot if you have a traditional press conference where you're showing trailer after trailer after trailer, a lot gets lost in that mix, right? Because usually it is 4 to 6 titles that dominate the headlines and the buzz, and then everything else is just I mean, who remembered Darwin Project from last year's Xbox E3 presentation?
Sure, but last year's Xbox E3 presentation in general was not that exciting.
Well, that's true.
But what I'm arguing is that's not because of the volume of things that were shown, but just because what was shown wasn't all that exciting.
Okay.
That I remember. Anyway, I mean,
Except for Forza.
Yeah. The Forza reveals at this point I get more excited about Horizon's reveals than sort of the mainline Forza, because they're really good games, but they don't really change that much from game to game at this point. So I don't know. I'm just saying, like, the deep dive on 4 games. I'm excited about that. I mean, I really want to see a lot more of Death Stranding. I really want to see a lot more of The Last of Us 2.
Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of nice to learn about other games that I might not have otherwise known were even on the horizon. Because I don't follow gaming news the way I used to. So, it's nice to sort of see, like, oh, wow, what's that? Like, the year when they showed things like the teaser for Mad Max. I didn't know there's a Mad Max game coming. That was exciting. It was cool to see, even though it was just a quick teaser. That's all.
It's true. Good point.
It was.
Yeah. So Valve is going to allow you to use a Steam Link app, and you'll be able to stream games to your phone or Apple TV.
Very exciting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But only within your house. So you can have stuff on your PC and you can play it on your TV with a controller using the Steam Link app. So that's awesome. Hooray for options, right?
Yeah.
People who like Steam games on their TV rejoice.
Or just plug an HDMI cable into your computer.
Or do that.
Too.
Yeah. All right. Burnout Revenge has been added to the Xbox One's
There you go.
backwards compatibility.
Now we're talking.
That's a good game.
That's a good game. Yeah, it's not
game.
Takedown, but you know what? I'll take Revenge.
Still better than Paradise.
Oh,
that is true.
Yes.
Takedown, I think, is at the top. Revenge, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else.
Yeah. I even I bought it digitally
because $10.
Yeah, it's only $10.
$10.
Oh, that's good. That's a good price for a good game.
Yep. So,
right.
We should do a game club right after we finish Bully.
Okay. Get right on that. Yep.
Oh boy.
Alrighty. Should we talk about what we've been playing?
Okay.
It's kind of what we do.
Okay. Greg, why don't you kick us off?
So the new game I was playing this week, I didn't play as much of this as I wanted to, but very excited to see that it was coming out. It's a game called Trailblazers.
What is Trailblazers?
So I'm going to take you back, Phil.
Back to the past?
Come with me. And yeah, we're going to take a journey back to
play those shitty games that suck ass.
What?
No.
Oh, this is different. You're a different guy.
There was,
and
I could be completely wrong about this. You remember the Nintendo Wii? You've heard of the Nintendo Wii, right?
That was the Nintendo video game system. It had a stick you waved around.
Right. Yeah. Introduced motion controls.
Waggle wands.
Created the idea, the mere concept.
I believe the controllers were called Wiimotes.
Wiimotes, yes. Nintendo really liked it. I think they actually pushed for you to call them Wiimotes in all official documentation.
That's right. Wiimote brand Wii remote controller device for use on Nintendo Wii systems.
TM.
If you want to use the actual name.
Do you remember on this console, third parties, especially companies like Electronic Arts, they would release, sort of the tier, colloquially known as EA.
Yeah.
It would release like tier 1 releases on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3.
Yes.
And then you would get either a really pared down version of that game on the Nintendo Wii, or you get a completely different game.
Right.
One of the things they did, this is a really long explanation, but I'm loving it.
EA.
It's in the game.
Yes. This is known as Electronic Arts.
Greg, this is how I feel when I tell every story.
I know. This is how I feel when I tell every story.
That euphoria that you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
That's how I feel all the time.
So have you heard of Need for Speed? Have you heard of Need for Speed?
The Need for Speeds. Yes. It's a race game.
Yes.
It's a race game.
Yes. Okay. There was a Need for Speed on the Nintendo Wii.
Was there now?
It was different.
Okay.
From every other Need for Speed.
No cars.
No, it had cars. But one of the things that it did, I think, I'm trying to remember this properly. One of the things that it did was, I think when you would do a power slide to return, it would paint the wall that you were near with graffiti.
Okay.
It was a neat feature. I don't remember what the point of it was, but I've always thought it was a really neat feature.
It was like jet set radio, but in cars.
Great. Yeah.
Jet drift radio.
The game itself wasn't that great. I've always thought it was a really cool feature and thought, wow, it'd be great if somebody took that feature in a racing game and really did something interesting with it.
Right.
Trailblazers is a co-op racing game where you paint the track with your vehicle, and if your teammates drive through that color, they get a boost. And your weapons are color based, so that if you're behind somebody who's of a different team and you shoot them, it shoots out a jet of your color.
So it's like Splatoon, but a racing game.
Yes.
Splatoon, the racing game.
Yes.
Okay.
I am in love with this idea.
Splatooned.
Yes. So yeah, you do like multi-lap races on circuits, and of course, as you lay down the paint, which you have a limited amount of, and then it refills. You're basically setting a path for yourself and your team on the next laps, the following laps.
Okay,
and that allows you to boost. It's a very cool idea. Neat little game. I've only played it for about an hour. I didn't get to play it too much this week.
What platform?
Digitally, I believe it's on PlayStation 4 and Steam. I don't know.
According to their website. According to their website.
Okay, maybe on everything.
I don't know if this has been updated. It says it's coming soon to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, Windows, and Apple,
everything.
And Penguins.
And Penguins.
And Penguins.
And Ouya.
Oh yeah. It's been a while since we've used that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yes,
cool. It's like an F-Zero style game, but yeah, the whole idea is that you're painting the track to help yourself and your teammates.
That's pretty
Very
great.
cool. It's a really neat little idea.
Yeah.
So it's digital download only. I think it's $30 US.
Okay.
I want to say. Recommend it, but I haven't played a ton of it yet. I'm enjoying what I've played so far, but I haven't played a ton of it yet.
Is it like futuristic style cars, like a
yes.
Zero or Wipeout?
Yeah, it's like a hover racing game.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. It's developed by Super Gonk.
Super Gonk.
Which is a pretty great name. Super Gonk.
It's by Rising Star Games.
Yes. And the drivers are all like they have futuristic looking people and lizards and frogs.
Yep.
Okay.
Like how we're gonna race in the future.
Yeah. with our anthropomorphic lizard men.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One of the characters is clearly based on the main, not villain, but the main
from
female character.
Stitch.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I forget her name.
The head of the intergalactic government or whatever it is.
Yes. So he was clearly inspired by that.
Yeah, this character looks exactly like the head alien lady from Lilo and Stitch.
Mm.
Yeah.
So there's that. Also been lately on my Twitch channel on Tuesdays. So a while back I did an Extra Life charity stream where I played a bunch of Mega Man's 1 through 10.
Mm-hmm.
Phil even showed up, and Phil was the one who triggered that whole thing.
Yep.
With his donation, his generous donation.
That's right.
So went through those playing Mega Man Legacy Collections 1 and 2. Didn't finish. I think I finished 2 of them, the first and second.
Okay.
But I got really far on all the other ones. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to go back and finish these. So I've been going through that. I've finished Mega Man's 1 through 6 now. I'm trying to avoid playing 7 because it's not very good.
Yeah. It's not bad though. I mean, it's not
when you're surrounding it with games that are legitimately classics.
I mean, in the library of Mega Man titles, yes, it is certainly one of the lesser ones. But if you're looking at SNES games, it's not a bad Super Nintendo game.
You know what what that game represents?
What's that?
Having a system where they had the power to do really big, beautiful sprites.
Yeah.
And didn't stop to think about the fact they had no real estate for it.
That was, that's certainly the problem with that game.
Yeah.
The camera is
the entire thing is cramped.
Way too zoomed in.
Yeah. Anyway.
Definitely right.
So one of the things that I thought I'd do before I jumped into the Super Nintendo game was, there's this game called Mega Man: The Wily Wars.
Yep.
Or Rockman World, depending
on Rockman Mega World.
Mega World, thank you.
You're welcome.
Which is Mega Man's 1 through 3 reimagined on the Genesis.
Given the Mario All-Stars treatment.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I figured, you know what? I've never played through all of those. I think I've played through Mega Man 2 on that cartridge, and I've had that cartridge for ages.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided, hey, I'm going to start playing through those. So I'm going to play through those 3 because when you finish those 3, you actually unlock a 4th game.
Yes, the Wily Tower.
The Wily Tower.
Well, it's not.
Which I think is just a boss rush, right?
Yeah, it's not a full game.
Yeah, it's just a boss rush.
Yeah,
because apparently there's a whole story around that where it's about Mega Man going back in time and having to refight all these bosses.
Right, and the Wily Tower bosses are unique to this game.
Yes.
Yeah, they are not like reused from other games. There's like a one is kind of like the Son Goku from he's like a monkey, like a robot monkey from
like the monkey. What is it? Monkey Prince, Monkey King,
the Monkey King. Yeah, story and stuff. I think one is a Kappa, the mythological Japanese water demon or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you played those.
I played through and finished Mega Man 1 this past week.
Nice.
Was easier than I thought, actually. So, want to say, always, the music, the music is okay.
Right.
It's good in some stages, not so great in others. I kind of like the graphics here. It's interesting to see them reimagined for the Genesis hardware and the color palette and everything like that. Wow, does the game run like crap though?
Oh yeah,
man, the slowdown in that game is
it's been forever since I played it.
Insane. Oh, well, it's funny because, of course, playing through the games on the Mega Man Legacy Collection, you have save states,
right?
Which I used liberally, especially for sections like the first Wily stage in Mega Man, because that's where you've got the yellow segment. I forget what it's actually called.
Yellow Devil.
Yellow Devil. That's actually is what I thought it was called, but I thought maybe I was wrong.
Yeah.
So the Yellow Devil, which is a notorious Mega Man boss that flies into the screen in segments. You get to shoot him once with the elect beam, and then he flies across the screen again. It's really hard to dodge the segments. However, two things you can do. One, in the Legacy Collection, you can use save states to keep trying over and over again, so it doesn't send you way back. The other thing is that Mega Man 1 has a trick where if you pause while you're firing the elect beam, it actually keeps damaging things. Both those things not in Mega Man Wily Wars. Right. So I figured I'm going to get there, and that's going to be as far as I get. I'm no further. However, on the Genesis, when you're fighting bosses for some reason, the slowdown is so bad. Made that boss a cakewalk.
Really?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I played through that. The only thing I really struggled with.
Improvement.
Pardon me?
That wasn't a bug. It was an improvement.
Yeah, exactly. The only other thing I struggled with was Mega Man does a little stutter step every time he starts to run in that game, so it makes the platforming kind of difficult.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was actually, and I found out while I was playing, one of the viewers that was watching went and looked it up, that it was apparently developed by the same group that developed the Mega Man Game Boy games.
Oh, really?
Except for Mega Man 2, which is the only good Mega Man Game Boy game.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Mega Man, what were they called? The Mega Man Game Boy games.
Right.
This company developed Mega Man's 1, 3, 4, 5, whatever on the Game Boy. They didn't develop the second one.
Which is the worst.
Apparently is. Oh, really? I heard it was the best one.
No. Mega Man, the Mega Man 2 on Game Boy is the
okay.
worst
I'm sorry.
one. Yes.
And also somebody found a quote from who is it? Who did the Mega Man games, Phil?
Inafune?
Inafune. I think it was Inafune saying that the development of Mega Man on the Genesis was a nightmare.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Now, what cart are you playing it on?
I have an original. So for anyone who doesn't know, this was released in Japan and the UK on cartridge. In the US, it only ever came here as part of Sega Channel.
Right.
So you can't get a US cartridge. I have the UK version.
Okay.
The original cartridge. However, when I was at a classic gaming expo a couple years back, I bought a US repro. So
nice.
I'm playing on the US repro.
I should pick up one of those because I have the UK version. I bought that back in the day. I actually have the cartridge of the Japanese version.
Oh, cool.
I don't have the box for it though, unfortunately. But yeah, I should totally pick up a US repro card just to have it. Yeah,
I'm glad I'm finally sitting down and really playing through it. Like I said, it plays differently. I feel like the platforming I like in some ways because when he lands really solidly. He doesn't move at all or slide any.
Right.
But yeah, when he starts to run, he does this little stutter step that drives me crazy. Other than that, the other thing that I finally played for the first time ever this week after buying the import around the time it came out was Police Knots.
Oh, nice.
For the Sega Saturn. So this, of course, is the follow-up to Snatcher, which was by Hideo Kojima of Metal Gear Flame.
Did Snatcher come first? I thought Police Knots was first.
Snatcher came first.
Oh,
yep.
geez, I didn't.
This is actually Police Knots is I forget what, but it's related to Snatcher in some way, but it came out later. So this is a game where there was actually a group of people who did a translation project. So this game was only released in Japan. Very Japanese heavy, very voice driven. And there is a group of people who, for years and years, were working on a translation patch that was released a couple years ago. And through the help of one of my listeners or viewers on Twitch, Sarah Bess, helped me get some files that actually worked, and now I'm playing the translated version of Police Nuts on my Saturn.
Nice.
Very cool.
Huh.
So it's basically Lethal Weapon in space.
Joe Pesci's awesome. In it?
No, Lethal Weapon 1 in space. I really enjoyed what I played the other night. I only played about an hour and a half. Got to the second disc. But wow, was there ever a Kojima moment right at the end? So this is also want to call out the music in this game is really good. A lot of it was reused for Suikoden and for Metal Gear Solid.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of the music in there is right out of Suikoden. I don't know which came first, if it was Suikoden or it was Police Nuts, but there's a lot of reuse. Anyway, so this is a Kojima game, so it's very science heavy, and like when you're at one point you're in a shuttle going out to a space station, and you're learning all about what happens to your body in zero gravity. Okay. About how the blood doesn't pool in your legs, it actually pools up in your upper body and that sort of thing. And it's a commercial flight, so there's a stewardess that's floating around during zero gravity, and you're feeling kind of sick. And she shows up, and you get to flirt with her, and you get to touch all her body parts. You get to reach out and grab her breasts.
Oh boy,
which bounce, of course, under the auspices of I've never touched a pair in zero gravity.
Of course.
Oh, right.
It's such a Kojima game. Oh my god. But yeah, that stuck with me just because it was one of the last things we did during the stream, and everybody in the channel was like, you can touch her, right? And it's like, what? It's like, yep, you can. But anyway, boy. Really, really glad I'm finally playing this. So Snatcher is one of my all-time favorite games. I've had this Japanese complete version of Police Nuts for ages that I've put in and tried, but I couldn't figure it out. It's very text heavy. So having a translated version is very happy.
Nice.
So that's what I'm playing.
Cool. I'll give you one guess to see if you can guess what I've been playing.
Thieves of Sea.
You're right. That's right. I've been playing Sea of Thieves. I'm horribly addicted to being a pirate.
Yes.
Addicted to sailing.
Yeah.
Addicted to digging up X marks the spot maps. Addicted to solving riddles. All that stuff. Yeah. Played it, I think, every night last week that I was not editing a podcast. Yeah. Played with Greg's buddy Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tells me that.
Who's now my Sea of Thieves buddy.
You guys have gotten close.
What's that? Yeah.
You guys have gotten very close.
That's right. It's true.
He's more CJ's friend now.
I think
pretty much
is potentially correct. Yeah.
Friendship ended with Stuart. My new best friend is CJ.
Let's go.
Have at it.
Yeah. One of the highlights from last week, anyway, we were able to parlay with a galleon at a skeleton fort. So it was me and Mike in a 2-man sloop, and the skeleton fort was up, and we sailed towards it. We did not fire on this galleon that was parked there, and we asked if they wanted any help, and they said sure, and they didn't fire on us either. And so we parked our boat next to theirs, or actually one of their crew came over to park the boat next to their boat. And then we helped them do the skeleton fort. This crew of 3 people, only like one of them had done one fort before, so they were completely new to that experience. And Mike and I had done a couple of forts previously, so we knew a couple tricks to teach them. And then afterwards, we split the loot, and it was amazing.
How'd you split the loot?
So grabbed everything out of the vault and put it out on the beach, and basically did okay, you guys take this, we'll take this. You guys
one
take
for
that.
me, one for you.
One for you.
You guys have single-handedly fixed the internet.
Two for you.
It was a very traditional divvying up of the stuff, and nobody fired on another team. Like it was absolutely fantastic. And then over the weekend I played again. And it was Mike and I on a sloop. We had a sloop fire at us after waving at us, and then chased us around the map. It does bother me. Like if I'm sitting there waving at you, and you say ahoy and you wave back, that means you're not going to fire on us.
I beg to differ.
Not to this guy, and he fired on us and then proceeded to chase us around the map. And we didn't really have anything. We had a couple chests at that point, but nothing high value. He chased us around the map. We ended up docking in an outpost and cashing our chests in. We only had like 3 things, so it wasn't that big a deal. And then he followed us there. I jumped on his ship, or we both jumped on his ship, killed him a couple of times, and I just stayed on his ship, killing him as he respawned, and he kept calling me a little bitch.
Well,
but he's the one who keeps dying.
I know, he was the one that kept dying, and he thought that he had sank us. When we cashed in all of our chests, we scuttled our ship and just waited for him to come to the outpost, which he did. And in between, while he was dead, I dumped his loot off his boat and sailed it off to some rocks. So yeah, I don't know why he was chasing us. He had one or two low-level chests, and we didn't really have anything. It was just a player that really wanted to fight. So
I've met players like that before.
Yeah, I also did.
I've been that player before.
You've been that player before, yes.
Yeah.
So I also joined a couple of Discord servers, communities that have popped up around the game, to find people to play with and whatnot. And it really reminded me of the old IRC days, where you find a particular IRC server, and then you find a channel with people that you like and can chat with and whatnot. This is very similar to that, including I joined a game with some Discord people today and was horrified to hear their voices. They sounded like they were 20 years younger than me. That was very much
CJ is old.
Steve Buscemi gif from 30 Rock about what's up fellow kids? Yeah. That was me, pretty much.
Yeah.
But these Discord communities are great for a game like this because you can find people who actually want to play and not just.
How's it chilling, kid dogs?
Yeah, but then they want to use Discord for audio. They don't want to use in-game chat or anything. So I had to jerry rig a whole thing with my microphone and my PC set up, and it was crazy. But anyway, and it made me feel old. Is the point?
Yeah, I think we got that. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I still love that game. I've been taking a lot of screenshots in it and posting stories and stuff on Twitter of my exploits. And there's a patch coming this week that adds private games and the ability to give items to other players. So if I have bananas and you run out of bananas, I can give you a banana.
So it's a private game. You don't have any other people on your server sailing on your seas?
Private cruise. So I can choose to start up a galleon game, and let's say you said you were going to join us in like a half hour or whatever. We can do a little thing, and you can join later because now you can't reserve slots for friends.
Okay, cool.
So
nice.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Well,
and that patch comes out this week, so I'm excited. Anyway, yeah, I'm still playing. Awesome. I'm still playing just one game, and that one game is Sea of Thieves, and it's still great. Even though, yeah, it does have under a 70 on Metacritic, and it has quote unquote nothing to do.
It's always got to be. We always got to do this, don't you? You always got to. Who cares what it has on Metacritic? You're enjoying it.
I am enjoying it. You can enjoy bad games. Is what I'm saying.
Bring it up. It's all right for you to like it.
I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm hopelessly addicted to it. Phil,
yes,
what do you got?
Well, actually, before I dive into what I've been playing, I have a Muppet News flash.
Oh, what?
Yes. What? Minutes ago, while you were prattling on about your pirate game, Nintendo of America sent out a tweet on Twitter alerting everyone that the NES Classic Edition is returning.
But we knew that last year.
But we have a date now.
What's coming the date?
Back June 29th. The NES Classic Edition will return to stores on June 29th. This system and the SNES Classic Edition system are expected to be available through the end of the year. So,
all right.
If you missed out on either one of those little devices, you will soon have your chance. To get one.
Did you hear about the gold-colored Famicom Mini that's coming out?
I did.
That looks good. Yeah.
But so in Japan, they are releasing a gold-colored Famicom Mini with a
That's what I just said. Yeah.
With a I'm continuing the news.
Wow.
I mean, if you want to spend another 15 minutes telling us about how you carry the treasure chest,
dude, that treasure chest was worth 11 gold. Let me just tell you.
The gold Famicom. So what is happening is Nintendo in Japan is releasing a gold version.
Ooh, gold like a dig up in Sea of Thieves?
Exactly like that. But there won't be anything of value in this treasure chest because there's it's a whole new library of games. It's not the
30 we got.
It's not the 30 or the 30 that Japan got. Because apparently, I guess it's tied into a promotion with, I believe, Shonen Jump.
I think you're right.
And so all the games are going to be games based on Shonen Jump properties.
Sweet. Dragon Ball.
Such as
Dragon Ball and a bunch of like manga
you
and
can't
anime.
Name any other
Dragon Ball. I don't. Dragon Ball.
Well, it's a bunch of games based on anime and manga licenses that never came out in the US back in the day.
Late 80s, yeah.
Yeah. And when I think 8-bit anime based games, I think quality.
Yes.
So yeah, so if you
Dirty
want
Bear. Is there a Dirty Bear game? I think there is.
I don't know if there is.
Yeah.
You might be thinking of Troubleshooter on the Genesis, which is heavily inspired by Dirty Pair, to be sure, but was not a Dirty Pair game.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's coming out. But so I have been playing this week. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, the newest game for the Nintendo Switch.
Wii U?
This is the Nintendo Switch version, my friend.
Okay.
Which I had never actually played the Wii U version, so.
Okay.
So it's new to me. But yeah, it's a good game. It's a fun game. I'm enjoying it. I played through the first level so far. It's like 6 or 8 stages comprising the first world. So I played through that.
Phil, I don't know if you've seen this screen cap going around the internet, but it was a GameSpot's review of Tropical Freeze for the Wii U, and then the one for the Switch.
Right.
Even though it's the same game, I think the Wii U version was like a 6, and the Switch version is a 9. And this is supposed to somehow say that game reviewers or game sites are biased against the Wii U or something.
Oh god,
it's 2 different writers that wrote those reviews.
But CJ,
I don't
it's a game review, so it can't possibly have different scores from writer to writer.
Right. And I don't know if you remember the time the Tropical Freeze came out on the Wii U, it did not use the gamepad screen whatsoever. And that was a point of contention because people at that time when it came out were looking for all games to justify the existence of the game.
Is it a good game or is it a good Wii U game?
Exactly. That's what it was. And so I'm not shocked that there's a score discrepancy, but it's also 2 different people, and 2 different people can have 2 different opinions on the same video game.
I don't understand.
No, I don't get it. What are you talking about?
This sounds like payola to me.
Sounds like hippie crap to me.
Yeah.
Why don't you just go back to Russia, CJ?
I don't want to.
Tropical Freeze is pretty good. I'm enjoying it, and I'm not a fan of the original Donkey Kong Country games.
Weird.
The old, but the ones the retro did were better.
Yes.
Yeah, the retro Donkey Kong Country games are really good.
Yeah, they got good. Playing a little more Yakuza 6 when I have some free time and Finn's in bed. So that game is still lots of fun, although it's amusing because have you played the Yakuza games? Either of you two?
I started playing Yakuza 0, I think.
Okay, they can be a little goofy.
Shenmue Yakuza,
as you know, as I'm playing this game. I'm a former gang member, and gone straight. Running an orphanage, and I have an adopted daughter who is an idol singer.
Talking about the game or
no
real life?
No. This is, it's my second life that I live away from Dana and Finn. But in the game, your adopted daughter goes missing early on in the game, and so you go off to search for her. You head back into the mean streets, the shady neighborhoods where you have to beat up thugs and goons.
And goons,
rival gang members. And then so I'm doing that. I'm going around punching out ne'er-do-wells looking for my adopted daughter, and I go into you go into shops and stuff to buy power-ups and health items and whatnot, and I end up in a shop that it turns out it's a cat cafe, who the owner of it is very distraught because he's going out of business because he only has one cat in his cat cafe, and customers are very displeased. So you are I'm recruited.
Is this some kind of fetch quest?
This is my new. I know I'm taking on rival gang members and looking for my missing daughter, but first I have to go around Tokyo and find stray cats and deliver them to this guy's cat cafe, so this stranger can stay in business. So that's the kind of game Yakuza 6 is, which is great. I fully support.
Wasn't there a screenshot, or maybe this was a different game with a chicken that was your boss at a bowling alley or something? Like, I don't know.
What?
I don't understand these things.
Your chicken's the boss?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's I have not reached that part in the game yet.
Okay.
Or something you're working
something like that. I don't know.
A bowling alley. I don't know.
Something.
But bless Sega for doing the good work there.
Yeah, good thing to go. She's not making any Super Monkey Ball games anymore.
I miss Monkey Ball.
Making the Yakuza
Monkey
games.
Ball. I love Yakuza. But Monkey Ball is great. I
really it'd be perfect for Switch.
Here we go.
Super Monkey Ball.
Speaking of old games on the Switch, just released this week, Shantae Half Genie Hero Ultimate Edition.
Nice.
Which is just Shantae Half Genie Hero was the most recent Shantae game that was kickstarted a couple years back. Yeah. And it's already out on, you could get it digitally on the Switch, but they just brought out a retail version this week that has all the DLC included, and I picked that up because I enjoy the Shantae games. And boy, who really loves the Shantae games is my kid.
Oh yeah,
Finn is like, Daddy, can you play Shantae? Like, he really wants to watch me play through Shantae. To the point where we started playing this new one, the Half Genie Hero, and he has demanded that I do not play this game unless he is sitting there watching me play it. So it's one of those deals. So I'm very
adorable.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. And I thought this was amusing. He loves the game. He loves how it looks. He's interested in the story to a degree, but he's really digging the music. And this is the very first instance I've had of Finn like being actively into video game music. Certainly there's been songs and stuff that he's liked before that he's wanted to listen to over and over again, but early in the game that you're in one of the levels, you're in a mermaid factory where the villain is manufacturing counterfeit mermaids.
Of course, naturally.
as you do.
Sounds like something from Yakuza. Yeah.
Well, it's what the bad guy is doing is he's kidnapping young maidens from a local village and having fish bite their legs so that they turn into counterfeit mermaids.
Probably needed mermaids for his mermaid cafe.
Well, that's exactly it. It's a circle of life.
Reveal. Yeah.
So the music in that stage, it's a very catchy tune, but Finn is like really into it. Like when he'll have me replay that stage so he can start humming along with the music.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's very cute. So been playing that. The other final thing I've been playing this week, and I just kind of dove back into this, is Pinball Arcade. I've been playing some more digital video pinball this week. And what got me doing that is, did you hear about the news about Pinball Arcade?
Something about the Bally Midway stuff?
Yeah, if you like pinball, if you like video pinball, if you like playing recreations of real life tables, you'd better get on the Pinball Arcade and start buying up tables. Toot sweet. Because who are the developers? I'm blanking on the developer of this game. But the developers of this game, they've lost the rights to Farsight. Farsight is the developer. They have lost their licenses for the Williams and Bally pinball tables.
Yep.
Which is probably like 70% of the tables in Pinball Arcade.
Oof.
And certainly like all the good tables in Pinball Arcade. Yeah. So end of June 30th. On June 30th, they are no longer able to sell those tables. So if you want to get in on it, get in while the getting's good.
Physical media for life.
Yeah, really. Although, because there are 7 seasons worth of Pinball Arcade tables. I believe it's just the first 2 were made available physically on PS4.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
Yeah, and I think that season 2 was only available physically in maybe Europe. I don't even know if that got a US release. I might be wrong on that.
I don't know enough about it.
But yeah, so I have I have Pinball Arcade on a few different systems with the various tables that I've gotten like on PS4 and that sort of thing. But I've been getting them on Steam just to kind of future proof it, because I may not always have a PS4 hooked up, but I will always have a PC hooked up, certainly. So I had the first 5 seasons on Steam, and this motivated me to purchase the 6th and 7th season on Steam. And I'm looking at someone made up a spreadsheet of all the tables and which ones are Williams or Bally tables that are going away. And season 7, which is the most recent season, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tables, if I'm counting correctly. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them are Bally or Williams tables.
God.
Wow.
So yeah. So three tables remain from season 7. Seasons 3 and 4, once the purge happens, we'll only have 2 tables each left over. And it's like, and it's a lot of I think all the tables that they kickstarted, like the Star Trek Next Generation table is going away. The Terminator 2 table's going away. The Doctor Who table's going away. But big name, Pinbot, the Bride of Pinbot, Medieval Madness, the Elvira tables, all these classic and very popular the Addams Family table is going away. That was another kickstarted one. But yeah, these are all going away.
Digital future.
Yeah, exactly. There's your digital future. Now, who knows?
You'll be able to download those if you've bought them.
Well, that's the thing. Yes, if you buy them now, if you buy them before June 30th, whether you buy them on PS4 or Xbox One or certainly Steam, those will always be available for you to download. But after June 30th, you cannot get those anymore. So if you have even a passing interest in them, now is the time to pick them up. And the Farsight people have come out and said that due to their licensing agreements, they are unable to put the tables on sale, so they're not going to have like a fire sale or anything.
Oh, that's too bad.
Okay.
Which sucks because the seasons are like $30 each. So if now's the time. And who knows? Maybe some other company is going to pick up the rights to it, in the future. But who knows? So. I do enjoy, as I've said on the show before, I am terrible at pinball, but I love playing it. I love playing it. And I, the digital versions are usually quite good. I think the pinball arcade tables are pretty great. So yeah. So I picked those up just to ensure that I have them in the future. It's something to pass down to my son.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
I consider it kind of like an heirloom purchase. So that's I
think that's exactly the right way to look at it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
you.
There it is.
Okay.
But yeah,
I want to real quick give a shout out to John Linneman and Digital Foundry, who created a video this weekend based on a tweet of mine from January 15th, 2017.
Really?
When I posted a picture of the Sega Nomad and called it the Sega Switch. Digital Foundry posted a video this weekend about the Nomad being basically the Switch before the Switch was the Switch.
Did they actually refer to your tweet?
I don't know if they did or not, but it was. I just had a bunch of people who remembered that I'd done that.
That's hilarious.
Paging me and telling me like this video is coming out, and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But
that's really funny.
It's funny.
It's awesome. I love all the DF retro stuff that they've been doing. Like above and beyond just the videos where they compare the frame rate.
I've been told I really need to watch apparently there's a Daytona video that's just fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
I need to watch that.
Did you see? This is not what I've been playing, but I just remembered this. I saw this week. Nicholas. How do you say that company's name?
Nicholas?
I would say Nicholas, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured it is. But Nicholas, they have a couple games coming out later this year. I think one's in the summer, one's in the fall. But they're doing like a fighting game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's just basically like a bunch of indie game characters.
Yeah, like Cave Story and Mighty Number 9. And
is Mighty Number 9 in it?
Yeah, I think I saw back in there.
Okay, and because like the Cave Story characters, the Binding of Isaac, Shovel Knight is in there. But they also they're doing like a puzzle fighter type game that again is full of indie game characters. You got Cave Story, Binding of Isaac, Code of Princess, which is also in that fighting game, 1001 Spikes. But strangely enough, it's got some Tezuka characters in there. This is the puzzle game.
Right.
You got Astro Boy and Blackjack.
That's awesome.
Which were Tezuka characters. But also Johnny Turbo is going to be in that puzzle game.
Well, Jonathan Brandstetter is prolific.
Yeah, he's really making a name for himself in the world of indie games and stuff. So I just thought that was amusing.
It is.
I hope it's good though, because I love Puzzle Fighter. So
indeed,
and Capcom doesn't seem to want to do anything with that other than a kind of crappy iOS game, which they killed off after a couple.
Remember when they did HD on the Xbox 360?
I do. Yes. That was great.
The salad days.
Yeah, man,
truly
love a real new Puzzle Fighter game. But yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, I think then it's time for tweets. Tweet. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Pinball RJ, who says CJ gets motion sickness from a lot of games, yet he's worked around the games industry for decades. Isn't that like a fisherman who gets seasick?
No,
it's not. And it's not every game.
And it's not just games that causes motion sickness either.
And it's not just you're right. Like,
you get motion sickness.
I was waiting for
cars.
I really thought the tweet was going to be CJ gets motion sickness for a lot of games. What a pansy.
Yeah. Also, reading while on a plane or in a car also gives it to me.
I get it from reading in a car. I can't do that. Reading on a plane, I'm fine. But reading in a car, I get a little lightheaded that way.
Yeah.
If
I'm driving and reading,
that's fine because you got control of the motion of the car.
Yeah, but it's weird though because I'll end up. I don't know if it's like a depth perception thing, but I'll end up kind of like swerving out of my lane or onto the shoulder.
Yeah,
or into the median.
You need one of them robotic cars.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah,
the all digital car future.
I will say none of the games Adult Swim has done has made me sick. There you go.
Shoot me.
I feel
CJ approved.
That's weird because after playing an Adult Swim game, I tend to feel a little nauseous.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
That's
weird. It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's a
know. Joke. Adult Swim makes fine games. Rick and Morty Virtual Reality in stores now for PlayStation 4.
True. Death's Gambit coming August 14th.
And we're getting 70 new episodes of that Rick and Morty. So
that's what I hear.
So you guys got to start cranking out Virtual Reality 2.
It's a whole lot of episodes.
You got to ride that gravy train, my friend.
Got to do it.
Yep. CJ's going to be retired.
Ring a ding ding. All right, let's do. And no, it's not like a fish when you get seasick. Let's do this tweet from Hacker Alias Soundscape 419, who says, "How much do you guys think the Game Boy Classic, the N64 Classic, and the GameCube Classic will cost?"
This is like a hypothetical.
A hypothetical.
I think the price will continue to go up and up.
Like if Nintendo.
Well, I think they're probably going to want to keep it under $100 just because they want that sort of holiday impulse buy.
I don't see how they do a Game Boy thing without a screen, or with a screen, I should say, for under $100.
You don't think they could do a black and white screen or a small color screen?
Feels weird. I don't know.
They sell 3DSs for under $100. The 2DS is under $100.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see like if they did do a Game Boy Classic with a screen, maybe 89.
Yeah, I could see that. It'll be under.
It'll be over 100 in Canada.
It might be over 100 in Canada, but it'll be under in the US.
Yeah. An N64 Classic, I would imagine, would be maybe the same price.
Yeah.
I'd think 89 for an N64 Classic would be.
What I think they would do to make it under $100, if they had to do this, they would lower the number of games on there. Like if they had to pay royalties for third party, they would just have fewer games.
Yeah, all those great third party N64 games
and GameCube games.
I honestly
we probably wouldn't get the Star Wars games on those N64 and GameCube, right?
No, I wouldn't expect those.
No.
I honestly don't see a GameCube Classic existing.
Yeah.
No, I don't either. It's not considered retro yet. I think it's just a little too early for that. Even the N64, I think, is sort of teetering on the.
Oh no! Don't. Yeah, the N64 is retro at this point.
Yeah, I guess it is.
I don't know though. Yeah. GameCube, not retro. That's 4 generations ago.
Well, yeah, but I'm just.
I feel
but is it retro enough to sell you a micro console?
I feel like the reason you don't consider it retro is because you're old.
Oh,
actually, you know what? You know what's terrible? I can tell you the reason why I don't consider it retro is because it's on discs.
Yeah,
because the games are on disc. I would. I would
because you remember when that was the future.
Yeah, I would more readily consider the N64 to be retro before I consider the PS1 to be retro, and it's based solely on that.
Yeah,
whether that is a proper way of thinking. probably not, but that's the way it works in my head.
I kind of look at it this way: is you kind of have to look at when the systems were popular, and I think that's what'll start. What will probably dictate it at this point. Like, you gotta look at the age of the people who have fond memories of those systems. Right. So you say like around 10 years old when the system came out, right? N64, that makes those people what, 30, 31 now?
Sure.
That's getting there.
It's funny to me.
GameCube, those people are only like, in their 20s.
In the early 90s, I went through a phase of buying 2600 games, as one does, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, exactly. But those games were only like 10 years old.
The 2600
considering
still getting games in the early 90s.
I know, yeah. Considering though that 10 years ago from 2018 is 2008, we're talking PS3, 360, like, and early 90s being Super Nintendo to early 80s being 2600 is like quite a crazy leap in graphic fidelity.
Yeah, for sure. No, but I really don't think it has as much to do with the technology. Though I think Phil, you made a really good point about the games being on disc.
Right.
It feels wrong somehow that could be a little standalone console. Although we all know rationally, of course, it's not wrong. It's very simple. But yeah, I really think it's kind of, you kind of have to look at the age of the people who enjoyed those consoles. I feel like anybody who was a kid who couldn't go out and just buy any game they wanted when said console was hot.
Yeah.
If they're in their like mid 30s, early 40s now, and with disposable income, of course they have fond memories of that stuff. Yeah. That was what happened with the NES Classic. Like with somebody like my brother who's hasn't been a gamer since he was in his early teens.
Mm-hmm.
He still has very fond memories of the NES because he's 40 now.
Yeah.
Like, I can go drop $50 on this. Why not? I'd love to play ice hockey again or whatever else, So, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer the question, I think the price is just going to keep going up.
Probably, but they'll stay under $100. All right. Hacker Alias Dakota Otter says, what if a billionaire came to you and offered you an extremely generous budget and full autonomy for 5 years to start a new print video game magazine? Who would be your dream team to hire? How would you cover games? Would you even take the job?
Do we have to answer in front of the other hosts?
Yes.
I'd hire CJ and Greg.
Yeah.
Well, it's we have the budget for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Assuming we're all going to need to look for a job in 5 years.
That's right.
Because there's no way that magazine's going to last over that 5 years we have the budget for.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, without doing kind of a fantasy situation, I can't imagine anyone wanting that job.
Right. Yeah.
Because
okay, let's say this. Let's say this. Okay. And anybody who's involved will be independently wealthy afterward. So they don't have to go look for another job in 5 years.
Oh, there you go. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Okay. Who would we hire? See, I don't know any new people, though. That's the problem.
I would totally just hire a bunch of old people that I loved working with 20 years ago.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
That's exactly what it would be.
Go back and look at the staff for EGM, OPM, and Game Now in 2002. Yeah. And those are who I would hire.
That's our problem, yeah. Like, I think this question would probably be more interesting asked to a reader.
Yeah.
And not like, because like
it would also hurt more. But
yeah, that is true. Yeah, because no one's going to hire me unless they know me, and even then it's questionable. But yeah, it's like obviously we would hire. We would want to work with all of the people we used to work with. Who we know
we would want to work with most of the people we used to work with.
Yeah, because we know they're really nice people. We know they are very talented.
Dedicated. At least they were 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
sure.
And and that but then there still are great writers working for like Game Informer.
Yeah.
There were talented people working on like Game Fan that we just never worked with. So, we would be less inclined to say
some good folks over at GamePro.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, gosh, what was Wes's last name? He was the EIC, right?
Yeah.
Of GamePro? Huh? Yes. Yeah. Really nice guy.
Yeah. Super nice.
Knew how to run a magazine. I mean, GamePro was very successful for a long time. But if asked to make up a dream team of people I'd want to work with on a magazine, he probably wouldn't come to mind right away
because you never worked with him.
Because I never worked with him. I would say Greg Seward before I said him.
Clearly not nearly as talented or successful.
And that's the thing, right?
Right.
I would say me before Wes, but Wes clearly was better at running a magazine than I was. Not that I ever ran a magazine, but I certainly buried a few.
For good reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's what I would say. I would hire people who are doing interesting video game feature stories now. Like Matt Leone does a great job over at Polygon doing magazine style features. James Milkey just did a really cool Panzer Dragoon feature for Polygon. Like that, I would really want whatever this fictional magazine is, I would want it to be filled with stuff like that is not it's not news, right? It's not like online hot topic of the day type thing.
Well,
I feel like video game websites are devaluing that sort of content, and a magazine that could be more permanent would be better at that. And of course, magazines like Retro Gamer exist and Edge exists. And
by the way, Retro Gamer, fantastic magazine. Anyone who's interested in older games who doesn't check that out, like go to a bookstore that carries those magazines and just grab one, because the features they do in those magazines every month are so good.
Yeah, they are.
Greg, you know what I did recently?
What
is Retro Gamer has an app.
Oh, I know. That's where my subscription lies.
I recently subscribed to Retro because I would do the same thing. Like
worth watching, by the way, what they did, I think it was early this year. I think you could buy all of their back issues for $30.
I did that too.
Yeah. So I've been working my way through all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, a great research material for Generation 16.
Oh, I would imagine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like this month, actually, I have a physical subscription too, and this month they actually have an article about Spider-Man for the Genesis.
Oh, nice.
The development of Spider-Man for the Genesis.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they probably don't pay well, though. Any magazine.
Oh, no.
It's still around.
No.
Right. Anyway.
But, not that, let's be honest, video game magazines never paid well.
Well, that's true. That's very true.
Fair enough.
But, or websites, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't have any knowledge, really, but.
I subscribed.
I wouldn't change it for the world.
So
much fun working for a game magazine.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, Retro Gamer. Yeah, check it out on like an iPad or something if you can.
Yeah,
because because the problem is, like, if you're buying, because it's a UK magazine.
Yes.
So if you're in North America buying it,
it's expensive.
It's like what, $10 an issue or something.
I don't know what it is, but it is expensive.
More than that.
Yeah.
Is it more than that now?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a year subscription digitally was like maybe $30 or something. And then like you said, you have 200 issues, like back issues that are you can buy for a song.
Yeah.
Because it's a retro themed magazine.
Yeah, it's not like it needs to be, it's funny because I'm going back and reading through it now, the old issues now, and they keep referencing sort of present day things that are happening, and we're still in like the PlayStation 2 era.
Right.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think you're right, CJ. Any video game magazine that came out today would have to be more feature focused.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anyone reading a video game magazine these days for, well, certainly not for news, obviously.
No.
But I can't even imagine.
Maybe.
What's that?
Interviews, maybe.
Oh yeah, interviews, sure. But even reviews,
features.
I don't see much reason to review games just because with the lead time and everything, by the time your issue comes out with the reviews, even if you somehow manage to time it perfectly, it's not going to be like day and date.
I agree.
Like the online reviews are going to be. So,
yeah. But I wouldn't start a magazine in 20 minutes.
No, not a great idea.
But one of the things that I really like about some of the journalists that have gone on to work at other companies, right, is that they're bringing a lot of that, wanting to do feature story type content to things like PlayStation's YouTube channel. If you go to the PlayStation YouTube channel and look at their God of War series, their behind the scenes series on that game, there's some really interesting stuff there, right? And they did like a really interesting combat tutorial with the guys who designed the combat system. And like that kind of stuff, it's like, yes, that's the content that I really appreciate. And it's like former journalists who now work at First Party, like coming up with that stuff. And that's great to see. That's the stuff that I really like. Anyway.
Yeah. Like I would love to get Brian Intihar writing for a magazine again.
But why would he want to?
But I'm going to guess.
Job.
I'm going to guess Brian would not want to give up his current position to come back to writing about video
forget about the independently wealthy part.
Yeah, for pennies on the dollar. So, wow.
I think that's where we should wrap it up.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
Okay.
So we got a fun after show coming up.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're
Let me tell you.
More guess that game review quizzes.
Patrons get to listen to it. I'm just going to
patrons for choice.
It's a review game based on the November 2000 issue of Game Fan magazine,
where you will Patreons at the $5 or higher level.
That's right. They get a special audio feed on Patreon to listen to it, and we do it every week, and it is awesome. This one I think is going to be good. I'm just going to tease it now. I think you guys are going to like it. Okay. I mean the listeners, not you, Phil and Greg. No,
we're going to hate it. But
we always hate it because we always suck at it.
But it's always a fun time.
Yeah. CJ reads the reviews.
Yes.
We have to wrong.
We have to guess what the game is based on the context of the text.
And you can yell at your iPhone, Android phone, or radio as you see fit, if you were able to guess it before these chumps.
And CJ, Greg,
just call us chumps.
Yeah, he did. Before, Greg, one of the running gags of that after show is that CJ likes to weigh the game in my favor.
Always.
He's always, giving me hints. He's sending me text messages on my phone telling me what the games are. But he gave me a little insight as to the issue that we're looking at. This particular issue of Game Fan has a special place in CJ's heart.
Is this one where they called CJ out on a Strider 2 review?
That's right. In fact, not just called me out on Strider 2. I had forgotten about this.
What's that?
Called me out on Strider 2. What was the game? Gunbird 2.
Yep, Gunbird 2. I remember that.
Really?
And, and it had a different criticism for that one. And then what was the other one? Oh God,
this was
Cannon
not
something.
Cannon
Spike.
Cannon Spike. Yeah,
the Dreamcast Capcom game.
Yeah, called me out on all three of those.
And this was not Dave Halverson. This is not Dave Halverson era.
No, this is ECM Eric Milonis.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, called you out by name.
Called me out by name.
Insulting you.
Quoted my review.
Quoted your review. Insulted you because you aren't good enough at games or something, right?
No. It was that I gave Strider 2 a lower score because it had infinite continues and you could just cakewalk through the game in 45 minutes.
And you should be a hardcore gamer enough to limit yourself.
Do that. When the game over screen appears, I should not hit the select button to add more credits.
Start over. I should have
the
be a man, CJ.
Yeah.
Just start over.
Anyway, so this will be a good after show, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/P1 podcast for that.
Should be fun.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitter, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff that Greg Seward wrote before. I don't think he's writing any now at all, but maybe someday. That'll be real
someday.
Generation 16 episodes are there.
Yep, still working on the new one. It's coming together.
Nice. I hear you.
Got some celebrity voices being added to it.
You made your friend Mike do some research for you. It's very complicated.
Oh my God, you guys are talking too much. That's it. I'm putting a stop to the Sea of Thieves, buddy. Bullshit.
That's right.
Mike, yes, my friend Mike he's very good at research. So every now and then when I can't find something, I just text him, say, "Can you find anything on this?" And without fail, within like a day, he comes back with a bunch of information. So,
and you said celebrity voices?
That's why he's that's why he's always in the credits as Research Monkey.
Okay. What celebrities do you have doing voices?
I can't tell you.
It's Sam Raimi.
Well, I haven't asked him yet.
The best part about the Spider-Man versus Kingmaster, based on my hit directorial debut.
Yeah. Also on our website, you'll find show notes with.
Oh my God, Mike's in the chat.
That's hilarious.
Not pleased with the title you gave.
I mean, it's a term of endearment.
Not at all happy with your belittling his skills.
Damn it.
That's right.
Oh boy.
Now I got to go look up and see what I actually called him in the credits.
He was listening. You'll find show notes with all the relevant links and stuff that we talked about during this episode. You'll find all kinds of stuff there. And there's also a message board where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by going to Apple's podcast app. You can also head over to the App Store and drop $1.99
cheap
to pick up Player One Podcast iPhone application. Gives you one touch communication with us via the emails, the Twitters, the what have you. You also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, Android cell phone, telephone users, the Player One Podcast iPhone application is available for your listening device as well for that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
You can find that right over there on the Amazon Android Marketplace. For us on Stitcher Radio. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch archives of our show or check us out live most weeks at the youtubes.com/P1 podcast, where you can send hate messages to Greg like his buddy Mike is live during the show.
Like his former buddy Mike is.
And if you've liked what you've heard, and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way to keep all the vermin out of CJ's house. It helps pay those expensive exterminator costs.
Vermin? They were bees.
Yeah. Yeah.
They make delicious honey.
Well,
Why did you want them out? You love them so much.
You know, but I'm happy that it was a beekeeper that took them, and
not just an exterminator that would kill them all.
Yeah. It's
you
important.
Don't know that. You don't know that. Did you follow that beekeeper home?
He gets to feel good about himself anyway. Once they're off his property, he doesn't care what happens to them.
That's right. I care that they're away from my front door.
That beekeeper spent the evening leaning over his garbage disposal in his kitchen sink. Jesus.
I don't think so.
Grinding up bees.
Not. Pretty sure not. You think if I call him back, I can have him return them?
Ask for
You know what?
Ask for the exact bees.
I think I want that sworn back.
I'm getting a little buyer's remorse. Can you?
And also, can you make sure it's like in a human suit when you return it? So that...
that's how they make honey. You just get a bunch of bees and grind them up.
Yeah, and squeeze it until honey comes out
into a thick paste.
Wasn't that a Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends? Didn't they have an episode that was a bee man that was made of a swarm of bees? Anyway, I'm getting off topic.
You're thinking of the Rick and Morty, which has the guy made up of a million ants. CJ.
No, I'm not thinking. I do know that one. Yeah,
you need to stay on brand, my man.
We need to hurry up. We got an
Vindicators.
Jeez, Louise.
Yeah.
If you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generationheaven16.com where you'll find the Patreon link to help support Greg Seward's outstanding web series about North America's favorite Sega banana, the Sega Genesis.
High quality research.
He needs that Patreon funding to pay for his celebrity impersonators who are going to be doing all
none of them are being paid.
This is the first I'm hearing about
being
this.
Paid an exposure.
Oh,
I could use some more of that. So if you need a Sam Raimi impression,
you just
Greg,
tell me what kind of exposure you want to see or be part of.
Well, we'll discuss that off air.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to link to Greg Stewart's Chatterbait channel, speaking of, just drop us a line. We'll get you that.
okay.
There you go. Hey, do you like the Player One podcast?
Sure, I do.
I show up every week.
You like fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada?
Lost wages.
Yes.
Home of shows and gambling.
I'm
and
going
excess
there in a few weeks.
Beyond your wildest dreams. Why are you going to Vegas?
Family vacation.
Vacation.
Weird, dude.
It is
You're
weird.
taking your kid. You're taking your kid.
He does all the time.
That's so weird.
Take her to Disney World, for God's sake, man.
No.
Why would you do? What is she? How old is she now? 7? 6. What does a 6-year-old get out of Las Vegas?
Perfect age for Disney World.
What does a 6-year-old get out of? What do you take her to a burlesque show?
Yeah, she's really into
it.
it.
See Celine Dion. She wants to see Celine Dion again.
I think we're gonna go try it and see Penn and Teller. And we're gonna.
That doesn't seem appropriate.
Do Blue Man Group?
Oh, Penn and Teller do an all ages show.
Yeah, they do. Blue
Okay,
Man
I didn't
Group.
know that.
Yeah,
we went to an all ages show.
No, I mean, yeah, their show is.
Did we?
We did.
All I remember is the card
kids
trick not working.
And there were also drunk people next to us, but you know.
Yeah. The card trick didn't work for you.
What I don't like about Las Vegas, I gotta say, I like Las Vegas, but one of the things I really don't like about it, that all the casinos allow smoking.
That's true.
Wow.
There's way too much cigarette smoke inside. Oh, I get it. I just
does your daughter love secondhand smoke? Is
5
that
packs
why
a day?
Everyone's a winner.
There you go. Hey, but no, if you love Las Vegas, if you love the Player One podcast, you can meld those two things in one spectacular event coming up later this October, Scoop Fest. The fine folks at Matt and Mattingly's Ice Cream Social, which is a hilarious comedy podcast that y'all should be listening to. HeyScoops.com. Head over there. But they are doing Scoop Fest again this year. It's going to be filled with podcast, comedy, live performances. It is great. Great people, great performers, great fun.
And us.
And us. Yeah. And we're there too. So please look forward to that. Takes place October 11th through the 14th of this year.
Yeah, 11th is the VIP night.
Yep.
12th through the 14th is the actual event.
Yes. Yeah. Special VIP night. We're all going to where are we going?
Tournament of Kings.
Tournament of Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Live like a king.
It's like medieval times.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah. Head over to heyscoops.com/ScoopFestVegas. We got early bird tickets on sale now. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be tons of fun. You can book your hotel at the Orleans Hotel and Casino there in Vegas, right by the venue where Scoop Fest is. And the good folks at Ice Cream Social have set up a coupon code so you can get a discount on your in your room and everything.
On your hotel.
On your hotel.
The Orleans, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I said the room. Okay. I said the room.
Just make it clear. Just make
the room. The room at the hotel. Okay. That coupon code is
the longest promo ever.
A8ICC10. A8ICC10.
That's right.
So yeah. So come join us at Scoop Fest. Seriously, it is a blast. So we had so much fun last year. It's going to be great this year. Please do it. CJ.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
for this.
Thank
you. 601 episodes of fun.
We did it. We're over the hump.
We are.
Downhill.
All downhill from there. Episode 1200, our final show.
Yep. Starts the countdown.
Yep. Here it is.
Yeah.
We're backing it up now. Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Philip.
hanging in there. You're a sport. You're a sport champ.
You are welcome.
And I guess we'll see everyone next week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Unless you're a Patreon supporter, in which case we'll see you
in 2 and 2.
Yeah. Toodles.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.